Computer. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Claude Migration Workbook. I'm sorry, the Claude Migration Workshop. We have a workbook for you, so that's probably why I said that. Well, I'm just really excited to have everybody here, and I guess more people will join, and I'll just admit them. So Stephanie says it's visible, so she said you can see the workbook. So I'm posting the workbook in the chat so that you can take a look, and it explains everything about how everything works, like the Claude chats and the Claude artifacts, and then the Claude projects, and then the Claude skills, and then the Claude Cowork. It talks about that. So if you learn better by reading, then this is really good for you. And we'll also be doing like a live demo as well. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, can everybody see my screen okay? Let me open the chat up. Okay. Yeah, as more people come in, I'll just keep posting the workbook and everything. Okay, so this is the Claude Migration Workshop. How to migrate your business workflow from ChatGPT to Claude by Becky Beach, business strategist and coach. So first of all, if you don't know who I am, I'm Becky Beach, and I like to say this above all, everything about me. The number one thing you should know is I'm the mom to Brian. He's a 10-year-old amazing boy, and he's the reason why I started my business in the first place. Before, I was working as a lead UX product designer and developer for like 20 years at Fortune 500 companies like Verizon and American Airlines. But even though I had a really good, cushy job with amazing benefits, I just felt unfulfilled and overworked. I was working 60-hour weeks, having to come in at midnight and after hours to do deployments with the other IT team, and I was miserable. I was spending more time with Brian's picture on my desk than I was with him, and I knew something had to change. So that's why I got started with my business. And my first business was mombeach.com. And it's a blog for moms to help them with finance. But nowadays, I do a lot of mom life content. I also became a mom life coach, and I help them with that. And I still run the blog today. And then later, I decided to start helping business owners like you, because a lot of people were coming to me asking about my store, because I had a store in Mom Beach, I still do, called shop.mombeach.com, where I sell printables, mom life courses, workshops. I sold spreadsheets and everything. So I thought, why don't I, help people make these products and make their own stores? Then I got into the B2B niche, and I started with plrbeach.com, and then yeah, so it's just been going on for about 7 years working for the B2B market as well. And nowadays, I'm a $1 million digital product seller and coach. I'm certified in AI for business strategy from MIT. I'm a UX and product design and design thinking certification as well. And I'm the owner of multiple digital product e-com shops, such as beckybeach.ai. I have plrbeach.com, shop.mombeach.com. I have a membership called businessbeachclub.com. And above all, I'm passionate about helping others use AI-powered systems in their business to free up their time so they can spend it with their family and friends. So is anybody in the chat, or do you feel like your time just is so overwhelming and you just want to have more time with your friends and family? Is anyone like that, or am I alone? Does anybody wish they had more time to spend with their friends and family? Yeah, I especially am so glad that nowadays my time is so freed up. So Margaret says yes, and Joseph says yes, and Stephanie says yes, and Patricia says yes. Okay, so what we'll learn today is I just did the welcome. So first, we're going to talk about how to use Claude chats. And Claude acts a lot different than ChatGPT. You may be familiar with ChatGPT, but Claude, is more about, systems, and it's more about, projects and getting things done. It's not just a little chat bot. It actually helps you work. And then I'll show how to use Claude artifacts and how to use Claude projects. And projects are really useful too. I actually use projects to build an AI COO that helps me run my business. And artifacts are kind of like GPTs or little tiny apps you can build. And you can actually turn your GPT and ChatGPT into an artifact. And I'll show you how to do that too. And then Claude skills are really useful. You can actually run skills on your computer. It can connect to your Gmail, your calendar. If you're a coder, it can connect to GitHub. So that way it can help you manage your GitHub and build a code faster. And then how to use Claude Cowork. And Claude Cowork, it works the best if you download it to your computer. You can download it to your Mac or PC, and then you can use it in your browser so it can help you, find things in your calendar, schedule things for you, go through your Gmail and get things organized, and even give you like a daily schedule. It's just so useful. Then we'll get to questions and next steps. So first of all, we'll talk about Claude Chats. So I'm sure I don't know if you've used ChatGPT before. Well, it's like a chat writer, and you could use it to, do a lot of chats. And I've done tons of chats, as you can see. Well, Claude is a little bit different. No, sorry, that's the wrong screen. And we'll go over here. And do you see that workbook I gave you? I actually made that in Claude. It can make products for you. So that's a workbook that I made entirely in Claude. You see that? That's in the chats. That's one of the things it can do, and we'll talk about that. So let's go to the chats. And this is the chats. You could just go ahead and just go to new chat. And then you can say what you want help with today. And I'll say, can you give me a plan on how I could reach, like, let's say you're trying to reach like 10K. I can reach 10K this month in my business. So this is like a tailored 10K plan. Like if you're trying to earn 10K, so it has all my offers because it has memory from me. But if you have no memory at all, I'll show you how to migrate. So it's pulling memory that it knows about me, like it knows my offers and everything. So it's telling me what I can do each day, and it's based on my offers that I have. But if you don't have any offers, it could probably tell you based on your expertise and knowledge that you've already told it or migrated over from ChatGPT. Who here doesn't have any offers at all, like has no products? So Margaret says use voice translation program to make this easier. A voice translation program. Now you could also use voice. You see right here it says use voice mode, so I could just talk to it without chatting with like text. And Joseph doesn't have products, Tamara doesn't. Yeah, if you don't have products, then it's going to be pretty hard to make money. So you definitely need to make, because you saw how I made that workbook with Claude. I just told it to make me a workbook, and it made it, and then I can save that as a PDF. And I gave that to you. I made that workbook probably took me a couple minutes, and it's a product now that I could sell. So if you don't have a product, then why don't you, say, hey, could you create me a workbook, for whatever niche? Like that would be a really cool idea. So it looks like we're trying to get more people in here. It looks like we had some people trying to join us. Let me go ahead and get the. Sorry, my computer is really slow. Let me get the untitled workbook for everyone. Yeah, so I actually use this Claude to make the workbook today on how to do everything. So that's a product you could create. So Carol says she used Claude to help her create a few printables like this. Oh yeah, like that workbook's a printable. I just put it in the chat again so you can take a look, but I use Claude to make that. And these are the chats I've done over here. So this Claude workbook for students. And I use it to make a workbook. So I said, use my branding for Becky Beach to create a workbook to help students with the following: how to use Claude Chats, how to use Claude Artifacts, how to use Claude Projects, how to use Claude Skills, and how to use Claude Cowork. And that's all I said. Look at that. That's all I said. Then it built me this really beautiful workbook with my branding. And you may ask, well, how did it know your branding? Like, how did it know everything about you? How did it know to talk like you? Well, because I'm using this AI COO that I built. But today I'm not going to talk about that much. Like in the next workshop, I'll like talk more about that. But in this workshop, I'm not really going to discuss my AI COO too much. I'll show you how it works, but I don't really have the product ready to show you or anything. Okay, so here is the chat feature. So these are all the different chats that I've done. I even did a survey design. I looked for trending, AI business system course ideas so we can look for trends. And then somebody needed a refund and they were like asking about it. So I tried to negotiate with my no refund policy using my AI COO, and that's a project. So I'll show you how to make a project too. So you can actually, have chat saved with your project. So does everybody understand how to do chats right now? So that's not for us to use, is it? Oh, you mean the AIC? Oh, yeah, you can actually make your own. But today I'm not going to really discuss that. The next workshop, I'm going to talk more about my AICOO. But this one, I want to keep it more on Claude and how to use it and everything just to provide value. So I don't want to bombard with something else. Okay, so does everybody know how to use the chat feature? You just talk to it normally like you would a ChatGPT, but it's more systems oriented and it can make really beautiful projects. Because look, I have a 90-day project plan to reach 100,000 a month because my goal every month is to earn $100,000. So what it did for this is like really cool and mind-boggling. So I said right here, I said, can you give me a 90-day plan as to what I need to do each day? And I put my work hours. So let me put this prompt in the chat. This is a really good prompt to use for Claude. Like whatever revenue you want to make, you could, edit it. So I say, can you give me a 90-day plan to what I need to do each day? And I put my work like hours, Monday through Friday. I work about 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then I go get Brian because Brian's school is he's in extended care. So I kind of go get him at 4:30. It takes me about 30 minutes to get to his school. And then I said export as a CSV so I could upload to my Google Calendar. And then now it's saying your 90-day plan is ready. There's like 259 time blocked events running Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And now it's telling me how to import in my Google Calendar. If you use Claude Cowork, it can actually do it for you. It can actually, make a calendar for you. It can import all that for you. But for this, I'm just trying to keep it simple and I'm not going to overwhelm with too much. So let's go ahead, and this is my calendar. And I have made a new calendar. So this is my 90-day plan. And this is what it ends up doing. And it starts actually right here. So this is my 90-day plan. And look, it all comes up, all the tasks I need to do for my 90-day plan. And how I was able to do that and get that on my calendar is I went over here and I downloaded this CSV file. So once you tell it to do that, it takes quite a long time depending on everything you need to be doing. And then you download it. And then once you have it download on your computer, you come here to calendars and you go here. You go to other calendars, you create the plus sign. You go to create new calendar. And then let's create test. I'll just say test calendar. And then make sure your time zone and everything. And then you go create calendar. And then now the calendar has been created. So then we'll go to import and export. Then make sure the test calendar is selected. Now you import that file. So I have done that already. So I'm not going to do it, but I'm just going to just click here and then it's right here. You see that? So I would import it. And then it would pull all that data. This is just a CSV with dates and what to do each day. So once that's done, it will import it. And then now when you go to your calendar, this shows up, like all the tasks you need to do each day. Does that make sense? And then Teresa says, loves this calendar tip. Yeah, it's just so easy. You can, if you have Cowork on your computer, it can actually do this for you. You don't even have to create a calendar. You can just say, hey, could you create me a new calendar? And could you upload the CSV to my calendar? Like you can do that. You don't even have to do it yourself. It's with Cowork. Or you can even, just use your voice. So here's Cowork. And I could have it do things like I can optimize a weekly calendar and schedule. So we'll cover that soon. So now we have covered Let's see what we covered already. So we covered the chat. So that's the chat feature. So is everybody, thinking they might use that, like the calendar idea and like the chat feature to make products? You can use the chat feature to do a business plan. There's just so many things you can use Claude for. And I think Claude is just a lot better than ChatGPT. It just behaves a lot better. And then now let's go ahead. Does everybody have any questions about this before we move on? So Carol says she really needs to do this, and Jay said that they'll be doing it. And then Teresa likes the calendar tip. Okay, so let's say you've created GPTs in ChatGPT, and you want to make them into Claude artifacts. But the thing is with Claude artifacts, they're public, so anybody can search for them. But if you only want your artifact for your students, then you need to put a password on it, and then put the password in the course area, because you can't make artifacts private at the time of this recording. Maybe in the future they'll make it so you can do them private or public. But right now you can only make them public so everybody can search them on the internet. And you don't want them to be searched. Like for instance, this email sequence generator that I made. This initially started off as a GPT. So I created an artifact and then I put a password on it to password protect it. So what I did to even get this started was I went over here to artifacts, and then I go new artifact, and now it's asking me what kind of things I want to make. So let's go to over here. Has anybody created a GPT before? Like type in the chat. So Margaret says this will help it work. You mean the calendar? So looks like Stephanie has created GPTs before. So there's let's get one of these GPTs that I made for my program, the AI Evergreen Sales Engine, and I might want to turn it into a Claude. So this is my AI Evergreen Sales Engine course, and it comes with lots of GPTs, and I also been making them into cloud artifacts. So there's like a GPT, and then there's this AI Enhanced Funnel Assistant GPT. So let's go ahead and let's make that into an artifact. So you come to your GPT, and then you come here and you go edit GPT, the one you've already made. Then you go to configure, and then you go to the instructions and then take that out, and then right click and select all in your instructions, and then copy. Then come over here to Claude, and this is kind of like a productivity tool. It's not really an app or a website. I said it's more for productivity, so I'm going to choose productivity tools. So now it's asking questions, but I'm just going to, like, I don't want to answer these questions. I'm just going to exit out. Yeah, Teresa says there'll be a recording. Yes, I'm currently recording this. So Elaine says if someone uses the artifact in your course, they use their own Claude account. No, they're using their own Claude account. So I'm going to right click the GPT from ChatGPT that we made. And if you don't know how to make GPTs, I'll cover more about it in the upcoming workshop, the GPT Clone Lab, and that takes place next week, the 19th. So if you want to know more about GPTs, then definitely come to my free workshop, the GPT Clone Lab. I'll have a link. I posted a link earlier, but I'll post another one, at the end of the today's training. So definitely come to my training on how to make GPTs if you want to know. And also we'll make Claude artifacts as well. But I'm just showing how to turn your GPT into an artifact in this training right here, because it's about Claude and how to migrate. Okay, so now I have pasted that GPT code in here. So I'm going to go OK. And then now it's going to proceed to build this GPT, but build it as an artifact. And it's saying I'm turning my GPT into a branded A-powered web tool. So if you don't want to look at this is just the code that it's doing. So you could, turn that off and just wait and for it to finish up. So Joseph said he'll need the replay, and then Teresa, yeah, there'll be a recording of it. So, and it's going to be on Vimeo, so you can. I know I might talk fast. It's just because I have a 165 IQ, and sometimes my brain just moves really, really fast, and it's hard for my mouth to keep up. So I'll stutter sometimes, And some people think I'm stupid because I stutter, but it's just my brain just goes so fast that sometimes it's hard to keep up. So I try to slow down my speech the best I can. So sorry if I'm talking too fast. So here's your UX Enhanced Funnel Assistant. So now this is what it looks like. So welcome to your UX Enhanced Funnel Assistant. I'll help you improve your funnel. So what funnel you wanted to analyze today? So paste your funnel copy and describe your page. So this is what it ends up looking like. So analyze my tripwire page. So this is some prompts. Give me UX and copy. So analyze my tripwire page and tell me why people aren't buying. So it makes like a chat bot. So I'd love to help you figure this out. But first, could you give me some context, like who's your target audience? Yeah, so then I can just keep answering these prompts. And then you notice it just gave me these bulleted lists and it's not very interactive. So you could like have it fix that. So I'll say, hey, it says which funnel page do you want me to analyze, but it gives bullets and I can't click on the bullets. Can you make it say I can analyze these following pages for you instead? Yeah, so I'm just trying to fix it because it just isn't user friendly because it's asking what funnel page you want to analyze, and I can imagine my students trying to click on this and they can't. So I'm just going to make it update that. So I'm going to say I can analyze the following because it's already given like a bulleted list. Does that make sense? I'm just trying to make it more user friendly. Okay, now I can analyze the following pages. So this is good. Yeah, so I'm kind of liking how this is looking. And then I'll say, and notice the other one looked a lot cuter. And it's because I was using my AI COO because it knows my brand colors and everything. So I'll probably make this again using my AI COO because it knows my branding and my business information. And it knows everything. So that's why it made it look so plain. But then you could go to publish and copy the link. But then anybody on the internet can use it. And what if I want to make this private for my students? So then I say, can you put on a password that is UX next student 77. So only my students can use this. Looks like someone's trying to come in. Sorry. Can use this artifact. Oh, looks like there's people trying to come in. Sorry about that. Okay, so now it's going to put a password so that way, because you can actually search for artifacts on Google and find people's artifacts, and you don't want somebody to find your artifact and then steal it without paying for it. So you only want it to be for your students and nobody else can access it unless they know the password. So now I'm going to put in the password called UX student 77. I'm sorry, I was trying to come in. Sorry, it interrupts me when I'm typing when someone tries to come in. So UX student, and then unlock tool. And it says try fixing. Looks like some kind of problem happened. So are you screen sharing your work with us? Oh yeah, yes I am. You don't see my screen? Does anybody see my screen? It says screen sharing, and it's showing the screen. So Amanda sees it. And maybe you need to expand your screen, or because if you're on like a small device, you may have trouble seeing it. So now it's just fixing it because that could happen sometimes when there's some error. So just have it's like fixing it for you right now. And this is code that it's using to build. And Robin's trying to come in. Okay. So let's get the workbook again. And let me put in the chat. If you're just joining us, here's a workbook that Claude made for me. that you can use to help you understand how Claude works. So now it should work. So use UX student 77, unlock tool, and now it works. You see that? Now I can get into my tool with the password. And the password will save to your student's browser so they don't have to keep typing it in. And this keeps all hooks properly scoped and React happy. Give it a try. Password UX student to unlock it. Now, so you can create lockable and unlockable, artifacts. And that's just better if you want to sell them, because I sell like artifacts and GPTs and stuff on my store, beckybeach.ai. And I make it password protected. Like these are the GPTs I make, and I'm slowly, adding Claude artifacts to each of the GPTs and transforming them. So right now, these are all like there's all ChatGPT GPTs, but I've been going through with my VA, and we're like adding artifact versions. So I have a password with them, so that way someone can't steal them, and you can sell them in a store like this. You see, this is my store. You can actually sell your own GPTs in like a storefront. And this is built with Go High Level, and Go High Level is an all-in-one business software solution. So I've been slowly going through my GPTs and making them into artifacts. So Marissa says, what if a student doesn't have Claude? Will they still be able to use the artifact once you have shared it? Well, if they don't have Claude, then I usually give two versions. Like I'll give a ChatGPT version and then a Claude version in the course. Like all my courses, I've been going through and adding Claude versions of them. And then eventually I want to add Gemini gem versions, but this isn't a Gemini training, but Gemini has gems. And it's similar to GPTs and artifacts where you can create these little bots in software or apps. Apps probably the better word for it. And you can actually, create that. So it's just very helpful and useful. Yes, that's how you would create your own artifact. Does that make sense? Is anybody confused? Or like, let me know in the chat. Are you totally confused, or does this make sense to anybody about what I did there? So you just take existing GPT, instructions you have, then you could upload them. And if your GPT has a knowledge file, because some of my GPTs have knowledge files. So an artifact is like a little specialized bot or an app. So it's a specialized app that does something, like a task. Now, I don't see other people. No, you don't see other people's input. And refer to the workbook to get more information, like to help clarify everything. Okay, so we don't know if we'll have time to cover everything. Let's get to Claude projects. And this is what's really amazing. So Claude projects is over here. And then I have made an AI COO project. I've also made an objections crusher. So I mostly use my AI COO. And what I did was I filled in my business branding guide I created. Then I created a master department guide. And the next week I'll be talking more about my AI COO. So definitely come back if you're curious about building your own AI COO, because I'll definitely talk about that next week. But today I just want to keep this hyper focused to migration. So anyway, like a project you could create. So where you go here to projects and you go to new project and say, what are you working on? Let's say I'm working on a course. So type in the chat, what's your niche? Like, does anybody have a certain niche that they work with? So Joseph said how you take the knowledge base. Yeah, we're going to get to that, Joseph. You're kind of getting ahead of us. But right now we're talking about projects. So we'll get to that. Let me see. Maybe we don't have time to cover Claude Cowork or skills or the migration. So mental health. Yeah, quickly, let's go through here. So what are you working on? And let's say, course on mental health. And what are you trying to achieve? Create a course for my students on mental health. So this is a project, and we can start building our course in here. So if you have any files like of your expertise in mental health, you could upload it here. And then this is some instructions as well. So you can actually put some instructions too, if you have them. So I'll say, create me a course I create me some ideas on mental health for my course. So Stephanie says she helps spiritual women entrepreneurs, and Marissa helps solopreneurs overcome crowded markets and skeptical buyers by activating their greatness and teach them how to build core-led businesses. So who's this course for? You see, it gives you like these prompts so you can start building your course. And let's say it's maybe for working professionals, and then what type of course content are you looking for? Maybe lesson module topics. And it's like prompting you. And what's the course focus? Maybe workplace well-being, maybe coping skills and tools. Yeah, so now it's going to build out the course. So here's some module topics for your mental health, understanding your stress response. Oh, Jen says she just added a password. You mean you made an artifact and put a password on it? Yeah, you definitely want to put passwords on your artifacts if they're for your students. But if you don't care about everybody and their brother using your artifact, then you don't have to put a password on. This is just if your artifact is only for your course and you want a paywall, and you don't want somebody using it without having access. Like if you're putting in a course or something. Yeah, so it gave us all these modules and we can start building it out. And then it says we could, get full lesson outlines. Yeah, so this is starts a project. That's how you would do like a project, and I could just spend more time building it out. But like someone really wants to know how to migrate quickly. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now let's just skip to just migrating right now. So hopefully you got to see some aspects of Claude and how to use it. But let's get to the migration because I think somebody really wants to know about that. Okay, so first let's go to ChatGPT and then we'll click on our settings. You need to do this in order to migrate. Go to personalization and you go down to memory and make sure you have these boxes checked. So put reference save memories, reference chat history, and then reference record history. But the best way to do it is Claude recently came out with this prompt and it extracts all the data from ChatGPT and then it puts it into Claude very fast because, ChatGPT has been taking forever to export people's data because they don't want people to leave. So Claude made it easier. So you could do it like that, but just be prepared to have to wait a really long time to get your data exported over. So the fast way to do it to get started right away is what I'm showing you today. Then you go to personification. Yeah, sorry about that. Then reference, say memories, reference chat, and then reference record history. Then we'll come over to Claude and then go to your settings here. So this is capability, and you go to import memory from other AI providers. So click start import, and then it gives you this prompt. You see that? Does everybody see this? Import memory to Claude. Like this is the fastest way because, like I said, ChatGPT. Like I heard all my students say that they're trying to export their information, but ChatGPT isn't sending it to their email. Like it's taking forever, and they're still not able to export their data because they don't want people to leave. So what Claude did was design this. So again, you go to capabilities, you go to start import, you go to copy this prompt, you come over to ChatGPT, but make sure these are turned on because this will give you the most data. Then come over here to new chat, and then go here and then paste the prompt, and then go to insert, and like it returned. So Jen says she just added a password. Okay, it looks like I already read that. Okay. So then we're given feedback. So now it's saying response. So what it's doing is it's pulling all my information. I really don't want everybody to see that, but yeah, it's just pulling all the information over. And then this is the memory from the chats. Well, this is the chat history that it pulled. So then once it has everything pulled, like all your information, see, it's like pulling all my information that it knows about me. And because you have those boxes ticked, like the little ticks, you'll get the most information. But if you don't have them ticked, it won't pull that much information. So it's pulling all this information about me. Because you see how much I use like ChatGPT quite a bit. So it's like pulling everything. So that could take some time. So once it's pulled everything, then you could then upload it. It looks like there's doing two versions, like response 1 and 2. So just pick the one that gives the most information. And then once you have all that here, you copy it, then come over here, and then you go to start import, then you paste the results, and then add to memory. So now it's updating the memory. Does that make sense, or do I need to do it again? Or is anyone confused about how to migrate over here from ChatGPT to Claude? So now it's updating memory. So now Claude should be able to remember everything I've been talking to ChatGPT about because it put it in the memory. And Joseph wants to do it again. The last steps after you copied it. It makes sense. Well, Joseph, you can just review the video because I'm going to give the replay because I wanted to show Claude Cowork real quick as well. Oh yeah, yes, I know. No, it's not in the workbook. It just shows the skills. I need to follow along the video. And Heather says we got a password protection. You're selling the GPT in your store, or just your students. We got a password protection. You're selling it in your store. Yeah, I would put it like a password because someone can search it in Google and find your artifact. So that's why I put a password because right now your artifacts are public. You can't privatize them at the time of this recording. So I've been telling my students they need to put like a password on their artifacts to protect them. So if you're trying to sell it as part of your course, now that can take a while. I did put a lot of memory here. So now it's updating the memory. And you can do this every once in a while. If you start using ChatGPT some more, and then you say, oh, I want to take my memories over to Claude, you can just do it again. So now, yeah, it says it's not working right now. Something went wrong. Yeah, so it looks like maybe there's like a lot of people using Claude right now. I just don't know. But this is a memory that I've done before. So then it puts it all in this nice format and it tells it what my brand colors are and about information about me and everything. Yeah, so let's see what else were we going to cover. No, we're almost out of time. So we covered projects and then the skills, but that's more for like coders and stuff. Like I think Cowork might be better. So to get to skills, you go to customize and you click skills. And then you go to connectors. So I connected my Gmail, my calendar, my Drive, and you can also connect your GitHub if you're a coder. And then you could do your permissions. So you can get the Gmail profile, the Gmail drafts, the Gmail labels, read Gmail email, read Gmail thread, write, delete emails. They can even write emails for you too. So Donna has to go. Can't wait to see. It's awesome. And Teresa says yes. Yeah, so this is the skills here. And you click skills creator. And then you go to new and you go to, you can write skill instructions. So skill name, let's do, find speaking opportunities. So go through my Gmail to locate, speaking opportunities and engagements. So the instructions, let me go ahead and that's just a brief rundown. So let's copy that and go through my email and find engagements, and then let me know the subject of the emails, or I could find out who is looking for speakers. Yeah, just about anything you can think of that, like to search your Gmail about it and create. So then there's speaking opportunities. So I'll go through the Gmail. There's the code for it. Oops. And then I put try and chat. So now it's looking for the speaking opportunities. It's reading the speaking opportunities skill. So let me search your Gmail for speaking opportunities and build something great with what I find. So now it's searching my Gmail and it's looking for speaking opportunity avenues, and so creating a stunning speaking opportunity dashboard with React. Yeah, so it looks like it's thinking that it needs to do that. I think with Cowork, it would work a lot better for this task. Yeah, so then this is Cowork. You install it to your computer. So you can use chat with it. You can also use Cowork as well. So you click the middle tab for Cowork. And then let's knock something off your list. So I'm going to say the same thing. I think it might work out better there. Well, Sky says, do we ever go over your monthly limit? Well, I pay $100 a month for mine. Like if you're like a really heavy user, like it will tell you only got like 90% left. So I decided to upgrade the other day because I just kept going through so much data because I've been using this a lot for my new program. So I'll invoke the speaking opportunity skill to get the right instruction. So first you make the skill, and then now you can use the skill to use it with Cowork. So read the definition. Let me search your Gmail for speaking opportunities engagement. I'll run several searches with different keywords to cast a wide net. So it's searching my Gmail. And if you have like this just Gmail you remember seeing or reading, and you don't remember what it is, because I use Gmail for my business. And it just saves so much time to use Gmail for your business because you can connect it with these AI tools like this Claude Cowork. And it's searching through my Gmail to find like emails that have speaking opportunities, because everybody's always emailing about, I got like these speaking opportunities open. You could sign up, and so it's looking for them. So here's what I found. I filtered out newsletters and promotional content to focus on emails directly related to people that speak. And then it says, can you connect Claude with other ESP? Oh, you mean like other than Gmail? No, at this time, like only Gmail can use. I think if you use another like third-party tool, you could also connect other ESPs, but natively Gmail is connected. So you could, if you had like Zapier, I think with Zapier you could connect it. So the most actionable ones right now appear the visibility to prosperity event. Oh, look, it found me a speaking opportunity. The call for speakers from Elaine Turso, the strategic stages speaker program from System Save Me, and keeping your virtual summit search profile updated. Would you like to open any of these emails? So I'll say yes. Open up the Elaine Turso email. Yeah, so it's found these speaking opportunities without me having to hunt through my Gmail and taking forever. Maybe I overlook, because I get so many emails, and it just takes forever. So let's pull that email from Elaine Turso for you. So it's searching my emails. You can also search your drive. Like if you're looking for a file in your drive, it could find that. Like it can even compose emails for you. Like I could say, could you write an email to so and so, and they can write an email for you. So here's the full details. So it pulled up my email. So the opportunity, Elaine is hosting a summit about send a friend. I could send a friend free with a Cowork. They love it. Let me see that. You have 3 Cowork invites. You have 3. It looks like I have an invite. It says, let me post in the chat. Like the first 3 people can use it, I guess. Okay, the opportunity, Elaine's hosting a summit. So how to apply this apply here link in the email. And I'll say, can you give me the link to sign up? So the application link is here. So then she gives this link, but it looks like it's been encrypted with her email service provider. That's why it's so long. But then I could click that and then sign up. So, normally I didn't even know about this opportunity because it just evaded me because I get so many emails. So without this, I never would have known about this opportunity to speak. And again, it's just really long because it's encrypted in our email. Yeah, so that's one thing to do to do with your email. You can also have it compose emails and then have it send it to people. or even do follow-ups. Like let's say you wanted like a follow-up. If you're trying to do podcast pitching, you can have it send emails as follow-ups too. So look, there's the speaking opportunity. I wouldn't even known about it if it wasn't for Claude Cowork. So it says the deadline is March 13th. Oh, look, it even told us the deadline. So that's one cool thing you can do with it. And you can also, do with your calendar. So let me go ahead and go new task. And then what I want to do is create in my Google calendar a lunch date with Deborah on Friday. Now, let's see I think Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th at noon CST. So now it could even do voice, so I could talk to it. Stop Claude response. Is it better to use Claude link or just better for you? With your link, do we get special price? Oh no, I don't know. It just gave me that link and I put in the chat. So the first 3 people get to use it for free, I think. Because I think otherwise you gotta pay, because you need a paid account to use Claude Cowork. You have to pay for like Plus or like the Pro. So Claude wants to use create calendar event. So always allow. So now it's creating a calendar event for me. So I created the lunch with Deborah on my calendar. So now we can go look at the calendar and let's see if it did. So the 13th, and maybe my calendar. Oh my God, look at this. Lunch with Deborah. It did it. Lunch with Deborah. So it put that for me, even though I don't have anybody going to lunch with named Deborah. So I deleted it because that was just like just a demo. Isn't that crazy? And there's just so much other stuff too, but like we don't really have time to talk about too much. But definitely, the Gmail, they can do the Drive. We can have it, compose documents for you in your Drive, like Excel sheets and just so much crazy stuff. So lastly, we could say, can you write a podcast episode for me on how to automate business systems for the Becky Beach show. I'm going to have it work in my folder, my special AI COO folder that has my branding guide, and it has my like my instructions for writing podcasts, and it has my offers in an Excel sheet, all my offers. So I'm going to use that folder. And let's go. So now it's like setting it up and starting it up. It's going to write the podcast episode on how to automate my business systems. And now it's thinking. So it read my business branding guide, so it can write my exact voice and style. Because my business branding guide, I have answered all the questions in it for my voice and style. And now it's going to create the episode script. And then it's going to put the script right in Google for me, the Google Doc for me, so I don't have to do anything. So now it located it, and then now it's working on my script and write me a podcast script. Then I can have it create me a social media package because there's training in that folder on how to do that. So now I have solid understanding of your brand voice audience. Let me write this podcast episode script for you. And it's just so helpful. I just maximize my productivity. Like I just can get so much stuff done, and I just cut down my workload so much since I've been using Claude Cowork. It's just such an amazing tool. I highly recommend everybody, work with it. Yeah, so now it's like doing the script and it's installing my documents in the folder, because you can have it working your AI COO folder. So right now it's running here. And again, like next week on the 19th for my GPT clone lab, I'll be talking about the AI COO some more, and then also give you an opportunity on how you could make one too. So that workshop is beckybeach.co and then then GPT clone lab. Yes, that's the upcoming workshop where I talk more about the AI COO. Okay, so now it's like has the podcast script, so writing it and the characters that could take some time. Yeah, so then it's making the podcast script for me, all the characters and everything. Okay, does anyone have any questions before we get to the next step? So Teresa says she gotta go. So let me know in the chat if you have any questions about anything. I know we covered an awful lot. I'll bet your heads are just swarming with what you could possibly do. Because this is just such an amazing tool that will really save a lot of time. Well, it looks like it's creating a really long podcast. Okay, so let's get to the next step. There's no questions. Oh, Sky says, can you have it label emails, unsubscribe, and file away emails, only one email account? Or is Coworker? Yes, Coworker is a paid option at this point in time. That's why I gave you that link to try it out for free. So if you're one of the first people that clicked the link, you can try it out. So it's a paid feature. Okay, so our next step is, if there's no other questions, let me talk about the AI Evergreen Sales Engine. So the AI Evergreen Sales Engines, you can actually, get sales 24/7 using social media. And it's a whole system, and it's all built out. And it tells you everything you need to know about how to build your own fully functioning automated sales funnel using AI tools and my signature vibe funnel framework. So we've had some recent student wins like Carrie S. She earned 10,000 in sales from her course after using it. And Helen was able to earn 6,000 in sales from her workbook. And Tanya, she was able to earn 4,000 in sales from her planner. So Evergreen Sales Engine is an amazing course. And if you use coupon, March 50, you can save 50% off the self-study only now through Friday the 13th. It's only posted in the chat if you're interested in learning more about it. And again, you can use March 50 coupon code. Okay, so anyway, let me get to my course to show you what it's all about. So this is the Evergreen Sales Engine. And we have about 200 happy students. Let me put that, maybe this link would work. Sorry about that. Yeah, that one works. Okay, so you can check it out. And if you use the coupon March 50, you can save 50% off. So if you're really looking to automate your sales, like once you made your product, you saw how I was able to make a product with Claude. It was that workbook, the very workbook we've been using in this course. Like here's the workbook in case you missed it. But I made this workbook in Claude. That's a product. And if you want to know how to sell that product that you make in Claude, then this course is definitely worth checking out. So it's the complete system for making automated sales while you sleep, eat, and play. You can turn one digital offer into daily sales without constant launching. So it's my proven system, and it helps digital product creators escape the launch treadmill and build an AI-powered evergreen funnel that sells for them every single day. You can build your funnel in 3 days. There's a 3-day sprint in here too as a bonus that shows how to build it in 3 days. So you can write high converting email sequences in minutes using the artifact and GPT included, how to make your follow-up so sales happen while you're offline, turn your existing list into consistent revenue. So does it sound like you have a list, but it's just not buying? Does anyone feel like that? Like they have a list, but it's just not buying? It's not really worth the time to have the list because a lot of people pay so much money for email lists, but they just don't buy anything. Does anyone have that problem right now? Like where their email list isn't buying anything from them? Because that has happened to me in the past, when I was getting started as a business owner, my email list wouldn't buy for me. And it was just I was really struggling. Or maybe you've launched digital products. Is this link the same as earlier? Oh, you mean the Evergreen Sales Engine, or what kind of link do you mean? So maybe you've launched digital products, but sales are inconsistent and exhausting to maintain manually, or you keep hearing email sales, but writing sequences feels overwhelming or never gets done. Or maybe you're tired of watching potential buyers slip away because you don't have automated follow-up sequences in place. Oh yeah, yes, that's the same workbook from earlier. But the Evergreen Sales Engine fixes all that by giving you one funnel that works every day. So you're just one email sequence away from a profitable automated sales system. So here's the truth. You don't need to be a copywriter or have a big list. You don't need a complicated funnel. You just need a smart system that grows your list and sells for you automatically. And that's what we'll build inside the Evergreen Sales Engine. And there's going to be even more content coming soon. Like if you saw what I did today with Claude, your mind's going to be blown when you look in this Evergreen Sales Engine. There's just this outrageous stuff in here. Yeah, so we've got really good testimonials here, like Carmen Chan has been using this in her business to maximize her sales, and she's a designer over at Simply Couture Design, and it sells PLR products. So yeah, this is me. I used to be trapped on this content hamster wheel, was constantly launching, but now I'm getting automated daily sales since implementing what this course teaches. So I have all these, sales systems out there on the internet, and this course teaches how to set them up. And I'm getting automated daily sales. Not a day goes by where I'm not making some sales. Usually I make like 500 to 1,000 a day. They're automated without having to launch. And so now I get sales every single day from digital products I created months ago. And I'm earning like a few $1,000s a week from automated emails I wrote only once. And my son, Brian, remember I talked about Brian? We get to spend so much more time together. And it's just so amazing what we can accomplish by creating automated sales. Yes, this is the only hands-on actual system that helps show you how to create automated email sequences and chatbots with AI. So you'll build evergreen automated funnels, evergreen sales, email automations, list growth without ads. So you don't even need to run ads. You just implement these automated funnels in here that shows how to set up. So this is what you'd make with your investment. So if your funnel sells a $27 offer, you get one sale a day, and then every day for 30 days, you make $27, and then you have an order bump at 47. Well, that turns out to be $423 a month. Now imagine adding a second offer behind that. So an upsell of 97. Now the second offer is even more sales and more income. Now you're at $1,200 a month from just this one funnel that you set up. There's like a video that talks about it some more. And then these are the different modules about what you're going to learn. So, number one, we'll learn about the Vibe framework. And it's a framework that I developed called Vision, Ideation, Build, and Evergreen. And it sells while you sleep. And then here's all about your vision-driven email strategy. So I'll walk you through the Vibe funnel framework in this course. Then ideation that converts with UX design. So I was a UX designer for about 20 years, and I did developing as well. And I show you everything you need to know about UX design. So that way you can improve your customer journey. You can identify friction points. You can use AI prompts to generate products and funnel ideas, and how to do a customer journey map Google Sheet, and then you get a UX design assistant. I'm actually making this as an architect as well. A cloud artifact. But right now there's a GPT of this. And then module 3 is your zero overwhelm tools and tech setup. So I just show you all about the tech setup and make it very easy to do, and so you're not overwhelmed and stressed. Then we'll talk about AI-powered email creation, how to use email that sounds like you, create an email writer that sounds like you in minutes. And then AI-powered email creation, how to build up your sequences that are automated so they sell while you sleep. And the best thing I like is the sexy backend, and that sells other products in your store. Like if you have a store, I teach you how to create sequences that sell other products that based on what people purchase in your store. So that way you keep making sales even after someone's purchased. It's always good to have like a follow-up sequence. Then module 6 is all about automation and scaling for evergreen sales. So you'll tie it all together and scale your results with smart automations. And then module 3 is about stress-free troubleshooting and AI copy tweaks. Then module 8, we'll get to chatbots that bring in sales around the clock. So I'll show you all about ManyChat. Like ManyChat, you can actually set up automated sales. So let me show you what ManyChat does right fast. So let me go to my Instagram. Yeah, it looks like I have to log in again. Okay, it looks like for now I'm just having trouble logging in because I have to go through that whole hoopla of like getting my mobile information, because I had to close my browser recently and now I have to sign into everything again. Well, my Instagram, if someone comments such and such, then they're immediately sent a sequence with ManyChat. There's all these different sequences you could create with ManyChat. So let's go ahead and like sign in. Oh, yes, I have to sign with Facebook again. Drats. Because I had to close my browser and I forgot to because it takes a long time for me to sign in with Facebook. I got to do this authenticator and it just takes a lot of time. Yeah, but ManyChat is an extremely wonderful tool for creating chatbots. You may have seen people that have like, oh, can you comment such and such and get this sent to your DMs? Well, that's what chatbots do. Like ManyChat is one of them. So then you get these bonuses. You get a 5-star student surprise. You can get like a gift if you complete the activities in that module. And then bonus 2 is the extra credit module. You get free organic traffic to your funnel. So it shows how to get free organic traffic without running ads. And then module 3, you get 3 commercial use Canva templates that you can resell. They're like planner templates that you can customize and resell for your business. And then you get the evergreen sequence bot, and there's also an artifact version of it in there too for Claude. And then what about WhatsApp? WhatsApp, yeah, you can also connect to WhatsApp for ManyChat. And then also you get the done-for-you plug-and-play automations for ManyChat. They're like done-for-you automations. It makes it really fast to set up ManyChat. Then we got another good testimonial from aicourse. He's the CEO of Bopause. And he's also the founder of Nuri Creator, and he said that he really enjoyed it. And then this is about me and here in this part. And then we got this good testimony from Kim, and she's used it to actually amplify her business growth. Yeah, so this is the investment. The self-study package is perfect for self-starters who want a full system without the extras. So in the self-study, you get the sales engine course, the complete system, you get the bonuses, and the total value is $2,600. But this isn't the price. You can actually get this half off only today through Friday with March 50. So if you use code March 50, you get it half off. So again, here's the link to check it out, and then use March 50 to say 50% off. And then you can get it for only 50% off today. And then I got this other tier of it called the intensive package. And the intensive, you get the whole full course and all the bonuses, but you get an extra credit module called NLP and hypnotic language that sells. So this is how to learn NLP, which stands for neuro linguistic programming, and that's a $300 value. And then you get a 12-week intensive where we'll create your evergreen sales engine together. So you get 12 weeks of coaching with me. And the intensive includes bi-weekly coaching calls recorded. You get 3 one-on-one calls with me. You get an ongoing support Facebook group. So even after you graduated from the intensive, you still get access to the group. You get a bonus template to use for your business and a bonus course you're choosing. So I got all these courses you can choose from up to $500 value. You get a free promo to my email list. So once your freebie and sequence is completed, I'll promote it to my email list twice. And I got 165,000 people on my email list, and also I'll promote it. The total value of this is $11,000, almost $12,000, but today it's only about $2,997 or $1,000 a month for 3 months for the intensive program. And if you want information, you can always book a call with me, and I got lots of openings next week. So if you want to discuss this more, then you could book a call with me anytime you want. And the best part about it is there's no interest monthly payment plans available with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay at checkout. So you come here to the checkout, and then you could use the coupon. Looks like that's another coupon. The other coupon is March 50. So you put in the code March 50 at checkout, then it takes off 50%. And then down here, there's Afterpay, and there's like for some people, Klarna will show up. I think only in the US you may see Klarna. And then you could do these 4 interest-free payments of $124. So you can get started for as low as $124 today for the course. And then Afterpay looks like you could get started for the same amount for interest-free payments. And then there's I don't see Affirm anymore. It's like Affirm shows up sometimes, but for now Afterpay and Klarna are here, so you can get started for as low as $124 a month. And there are no interest payments. So this is more about the intensive upgrade package, which is a really good value. You get like 3 months of coaching with me, and I'll help you like build your sequence for your funnel and everything. So again, you'll get the coaching calls, and then the coaching calls are bi-weekly. One-on-one calls are available from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And this is for digital product sellers or entrepreneurs ready to invest in systems at scale. So this isn't really for people just trying to dabble or don't know if it's for them. Like this is for people that are ready for systems at scale. They're ready, to get products out there and start making money, or they already have made money in the past and are ready to get daily sales. So imagine the ROI. If your funnel is bringing you $100 a day, that's about $3,000 a month or $36,000 a year. So the investment pays for itself in your very first month. So really, you're just not buying our course. You're investing in a done with you sales system that pays you back. So these are some past students, like Janella went through it, and she was able to create a daily sales system for Entrepreneur Mom's brand. And then Carrie S., she was able to create a course that earns $10,000 a month. So this is the package right for you. So if you're more of a self-starter, then the self-study is best for you. And the intensive is for you is if you work better with some accountability and having an expert coach motivate you. You like to ask questions, or if you're starting from scratch. So this is another really good review, and this is from Jean Summer, and she's the founder of this WordPress business called Website HQ. So she really speaks highly of it as well. And then here's some FAQ you can look at. I also use Claude as well. I just haven't updated it yet. So yeah, so this is all about the course. So let me know if there's any questions about anything. Like I can type in the chat, or if you want some more information about Claude, or you want some coaching questions, like now is the time to get your questions answered about anything we discussed today. So let me post this one more time before we move on. And then you could use March 50 to say 50% off now through Friday, the 13th. It looks like my computer is going really slow. Okay, now let's turn off the screen share. Okay, well, we'll use this time. If anyone has any questions about coaching, or they want some information about anything else, like now is the time. And I'll take this off recording so you can get your questions answered without being recorded. Okay, well, thanks so much.